What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back into the video on the channel, and today we went to another random restaurant. I've kind of been enjoying just pulling up on random spots. This place is known as Mr. Roy's Grill. It's located in Rutherford, New Jersey. I did find it on Uber Eats, but I did the pickup order just so I could see what the restaurant was like. It has pretty good ratings. When I looked on Google and on Yelp, 4.7 on Google as well as a 4.5 on Yelp. So I decided to try their most popular dishes and kind of see what is going on with this place, man. It's a small family-owned place. It opened up in February of 2023, and it's so new that I didn't even see a sign, so it was a little tough to find, but the food has a lot of different types of cuisine, so it makes for an interesting menu. We got the most popular dishes, and we're gonna try them all and see what's going on. Drop a thumbs up. You guys already know the vibes. This is the #1 popular dish on this side here. It is General Tso's chicken with rice. It's not a Chinese restaurant, so I'm interested to see what that's gonna be like. It also has ribs. I got a half slab with rice and fries. You get 2 sides. You can also get a baked potato. I had baked potato earlier, so I didn't want a baked potato. But the order of ribs came out to about $20 for the, it was $18, I believe, for the half slab with the rice and the fries. Chopped cheese fries. And they also make fried chicken and rotisserie chicken. I didn't want to get no rotisserie chicken. I only got 1 stomach. So that is what we're going to do today. If it's good, you know what it is. I've got to spin back. Might even spin back. Anyway, but let's start off in the middle with the ribs with the rice and the fries. I tried to move the ribs before when I was rearranging the food because the rice came in this container on the side. I just wanted to put it in here so it could fit in the camera, and the ribs fell apart. Like, look at this. Like, that's fall off the bone type of ribs. Ton of barbecue sauce on here, but you can see the bone is completely gone. So I'm just gonna grab this and dig in. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what. Look at this. A lot of people like fall off the bone ribs. If you do, that is a fall off the bone rib. That's really not bad. I've gotten ribs from a lot of like small mom and pop spots that were fried chicken places that were horrendous. This is anything but horrendous. The barbecue sauce is very thick. You can see it stuck to my fingers already. It's very sticky, and they used a ton of it. It's nice, got a rib bowl now. That's really not bad at all. I'm not mad at that. And you get a lot in an order. Let's try some of this rice. It's yellow rice, which is always a good sign. I like yellow rice a lot. The rice is still very fluffy. It's cooked perfectly. Normally, sometimes when you get rice and you put it in a container, it gets very, like, gummy, where the texture. This texture of the rice is still good. It's seasoned. It looks like there's actual small pieces. Let me see if I can grab one. There it is right there. That is an onion, which added a little bit of flavor to it. It's pretty damn good rice. I'll tell you what. Ribs. With the rice. Grab this in here real quick. I'm really not mad at that. I'll tell you what. I'm sorry for sucking on my fingers. And then we got the fries. Don't look like there's much going on with the fries, but they are salted. It's not a bad fry. It's not an elite fry. But when you combine it with the actual plate food that you get, altogether, ribs, I would give it 8.5. The rice, I would give it 8.6. The fries, I would give it 7. Overall, that means I would give it an 8 out of 10. It's very good, and bang for your buck. That's about as fair as a price to me as you can get for the amount of ribs and food that you do get. Moving on over here, the General Tso's chicken, one of the most popular things on the menu. It doesn't look like Chinese food, General Tso's chicken, just because of how, like, it's prepared. But it comes with that same yellow rice right here, and there's a ton of sauce going on the bottom, which is gonna make for some W rice, if you ask me. But let's grab a piece of this. I can't get in here. I'm trying to use a spoon. Here, let me just, boom. All right, General Tso's. Orso's. It doesn't taste like Chinese food General Tso's chicken right off the bat. But I will say this. The spice level is what I expect when I order it from Chinese restaurants and never get. That's more spicy than sweet, and the sauce has a little bit more of a difference to it that it tastes more homemade than most of the places that are Chinese food places that I order from. The sauce is thinner. Usually from Chinese restaurants, the sauce is much thicker and sweeter than what you get here. There's a bit of like a char on this that you get when you order from certain places. Like, I don't, you probably can you get that? Give me a second, let me turn this around for you. Can y'all see that? I just dropped rice on my damn floor. More rice on my floor, that's why I don't hold it like that. This is good. It's different too. I wish that the chicken was fried a little bit better, because even when you get it in to-go boxes at Chinese food places, that's my comparison. The chicken's a little more crispy on the outside. This doesn't necessarily have that crisp. It is breaded and lightly fried the same way. These are chunks of chicken breast too that are white meat. Usually you get thighs at Chinese places, but the white meat is not dry at all. This is good. Oh, seriously. Wow. This is such a crazy menu. That's good. Seriously. I didn't expect, from what I saw when I opened it, just to be completely honest, I was like, oh, this is probably not what people were hyping it up to be. But it's very good. The spice level is good. My only gripe, again, is the breading. And the other thing is, I do think there should be some sweetness when you're getting Generals, but there really isn't much sweetness at all. It's more of a savory, spicy level. It's still good, but I think that it could be even more elite if it had like a little bit of sweetness to it to go with that spicy. The spice level's perfect. Just bring the sweetness up, and you've got yourself like a crazy W, but this is such a different plate that, wow. Almost reminds me of like bourbon chicken, but breaded. The sauce, but a little spicier. It's like hard to... That's cool though. Like that. Seriously, 8.8. Still working on my 12-pack of the Sam's Cola. $2 for a case of 12. Can't beat it. Can't beat the price. You can beat it with Coke Zero. Fried chicken. Y'all know. Chicken King. Sold on the menu. Had to get it. 2 pieces. Run you about 6. Did they take the bone out of this? No, they did not take the bone out of this. They took the bone out of this. Ooh-wee. They took the bone out of this. That's crazy. Did they take the bone out of this? We got a boneless, skinless, or I think they're skin. We got a boneless thigh. That's right up my alley. Hold on. That's, like, again, it's like they're pretty good at making everything. Nothing for what my preferences are. Again, I have to say that because other people have different taste buds than me. Nothing to me is like super extremely, like, I'm talking high 9 elite, but everything's very good. And this is no exception. I love the fact that they took the bone out of this thigh. Like, seriously. The skin, it's crispy, it's seasoned well. And it's peppery. Like, there's different kinds of chicken seasoning blends that people use. This one's more peppery than anything. Which isn't 100% my preference. It needs a little more balance in the seasoning one. But everything else about it is good. It's almost like somebody took courses on how to make stuff and had their own, like, little spin on it. But that's still damn good fried chicken. Like, I feel like you can go to this place and get anything. It's gonna be good. And everything seems a little bit different than what I'm used to eating when it comes to food of that genre. I do want to bite this though. This is a drum, and it looks interesting because they butterflied it. People do this so it cooks faster. If you look close enough, you can see that this is the bone right here. And what you do is, I do this when I air fry chicken drumsticks. You butterfly it down one side and you just pull it apart so that it cooks a little bit faster and more evenly. It just makes for more efficiency. Let me bite this right here though. The more that I eat this, the more that I like it. This one has a little bit better of a seasoning blend on it. If you look up close, you can see the seasoning's a good amounts, and it's still very juicy on the inside. I would hazard to guess they made these fresh to order, like for real, for real. Some places they just got the chicken sitting in a heat lamp. This doesn't feel like that. This feels like they chopped this up real quick, breaded it, and fried it. That's pretty damn good chicken, man. Seriously. It grew on me. Even more. I would give that a 9 out of 10. Now we have the chopped cheese fries here. I did order this through the app, so I have to say this. It's exactly what goes in a chopped cheese. I should have thought about this. I don't like lettuce. I'm still going to eat it, but I didn't know it came on it. I didn't even think about it. That's completely on me. I didn't ask for anything not on it, but everything that goes in a chopped cheese is in the chopped cheese fries. So you have lettuce, tomato, you got obviously the seasoned meat, and then there's also ketchup and mayo on here over a bed of fries. And I'm just gonna give this a shot. I'm gonna try to work with this because I don't want to be like that. That's just weird. So let me just take that lettuce off right there. It's not that I dislike lettuce. It's just like the taste for. Okay, I don't like it. That's a lie. I don't like lettuce. Okay, I don't. So I'm just gonna grab that right the hell off there, and we're gonna work with it because I paid for it, and I'm leaving here with something. Again, I want to see if I can get some of like the ground beef. See how much is on here, because there's slices of American and it's covered. I just want to see how much is on here as far as the amount of ground beef. There's an okay amount. It's an okay amount. I feel like you would get more of a chopped cheese sandwich if I'm being real. But honestly, if they put that in a piece of bread and made a chopped cheese sandwich, I would say it's a very good chopped cheese. They just served it over fries. One of the more popular items on the menu again. I just want to try some of this. I can't get the ground beef by itself because it's covered in cheese. But again, with a chopped cheese, like it usually is. It is definitely seasoned. That one right there. Get the hell off my food. You too. You can go hang out with your buddies. I have no problem with those. Chopped cheese is one of those things that are very simple. You just have to cook it right. It has to be executed, and you gotta season the beef. Some places, to me, over-season the hell out of their meat. Again, it's just my personal preference, but when I see people throwing 18 pounds of sazon on there, like that sazon packet is supposed to put a whole... That's too much for one sandwich. My opinion. Just my opinion. That's too much for one sandwich. But other than that, their fries, like, are just very... what you would get in a fry, but everything else in the sandwich is very good. I thought there was tomatoes on there, but there's not. That was ketchup that I was seeing. You can't tell, but there is a good amount of cheese on there. Everything, again, is fairly priced. That's about $10, and you do get a nice size order of fries. Would I eat those fries again? Absolutely. I would, again, give those about an 8.3 out of 10. And last, I got cookies for dessert. It just said, like, fresh-baked cookies, and it cost like $1.50, so I said, okay, let's do this. They got them wrapped up nice. Gotta get this. 1 second. There it is. Okay, come on out. Come on out. These look very uniform. I don't know if they like used, you know, cookie dough, but you left them on preference for me. Again, the preference is my preference. Left them on a little too long in the bottom. I don't like seeing it. This is the one time that's dark booties. I'm not a fan of the dark booty. But because they were sitting in the bag with all my food, they are warm, which is good. So let's try this. Yeah, you left them in the oven just a little bit too long. For me, some people like their cookies like this. I don't. I'm actually the type of person that leaves them in a little earlier. Takes them out a little earlier. Leaves them in. I usually take mine out a little bit earlier because I like it on the other end. But a good amount of chunks in the cookies. Again, this is more of a personal preference for me. But glass of milk, if I dunked them, I would still eat them. But alone, they left them in too long. I don't like that when it's like cooked too much. Personally, some people may prefer that. I'm not sure if these come from a box. I wouldn't be surprised if they did because they do taste like it. If they made these from scratch, they should sell them because the mix is very Toll House-esque. Yeah. I had to bite both just to make sure. But those, I would give a 6 out of 10 to. This restaurant for me was as random as it gets. I was just kind of on my walk, and I like to check different apps just to see what restaurants are around. And I just saw it and said, you know what, let's just risk it for a biscuit. I think on Uber Eats it has like a 4.5. But when I checked Google and started looking at the other places, the reviews were much even higher. I heard, didn't get much interaction personally, but everybody says that it's family owned and the people are like super nice there. You can tell they care about the food they're putting out because for a place this small to be making like General Tso's chicken like that and trying different stuff in the menu. Again, it opened in February, so they've only been open for less than half of a year. Usually with places like that, if it's family owned, a lot of times they don't have restaurants in the beginning. Again, I'm just speculating. And things tend to improve as time goes on. I can definitely see that. I think this is one of those places that people that know about it probably love it. Because I've never once heard of it until I saw it today on the app. And I would go back for it, especially if I'm local and around. 100% would go back for any of this stuff. And this, to me, I like restaurants like this because this is the type of way that I like to eat. Even if I'm with a couple of people, what I'll usually do is I'll get a bunch of meals like this, and then before we start eating, we'll take a little from each because I like to try different stuff. What I'm doing on this channel is something that I was doing before I was even making videos. It's something that I find really enjoyable, is to be like, you know, it's got a big menu, let's try all this different stuff and see what's good. Either sitting down at the restaurant or getting it to go. And this place is perfect for that because they have so many different types of stuff. They even have a Mexican menu, which, again, I had to make a choice. I can't get like 17 things, but they have an entire Mexican menu as well. To be doing barbecue, Chinese food, like, you know, the mom and pop deli kind of stuff, fried chicken is awesome. I love variety. Y'all know if you look at any of my stuff, I always get a bunch of weird stuff and then kind of put it together. And this is a really, really cool place for that. You know, that 4.5, 4.6, 4.7 range, I think is very accurate, again, because this is kind of just like, I love this stuff, man. Seriously. This is mom and pop kind of places that put out like a different kind of menu. It's not like ridiculously priced. You're not going to walk in there and feel like you got ripped off. The people seem to be very nice and everything does not seem like it's come from a box. It seems like someone's actually making this stuff from scratch. And I know some people will say, well, what do you expect? I've done other restaurants that are similar to this that you could tell everything came from a box. That is not the vibe that I got from here. And some of those other places get more credit and hype than places like this. And personally, this is a place I would rather eat at. If you go back, or anybody who's been here long enough, I'm sure you've seen some of the videos. There have been chicken spots and different kind of places like this. This is more of what it should be, again, in my opinion. So I would put this before that. But again, I'm only one person. This is my opinion, and I try to give you reasons why. But if you're in this area, I definitely think it's worth checking out. Everything's fairly priced, everything's homemade, and everything is pretty damn good. And you can get any place that I can get General Tso's chicken with some ribs, some rice, and some fries. Like, I'm happy as hell. Dead serious. But that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it because I sure did. This is cool. I love stuff like this. Y'all can see I'm probably like cheesing right now because that's what it's all about to me, man. Like, the places like this is what I tell my friends about. Like, yo, you gotta go here. I get General Tso's and some ribs, some rice. That's a W for me. But I love y'all, man. We'll be back tomorrow. More content. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube. I guess I don't have to say that anymore, do I?